man. I look post game review. I have to give a post game review, and for the post, I have to, you know, gather my thoughts. Post game review was a good game from United. Was a good game from United. Obviously, we messed up badly, man. We messed up badly, allowing them to come back, then allowing them to come back again from two goals that I would say we should have defended better. We should have defended those goals better, honestly. But I mean, we did, like, at the end of the day, we did the job, and the job is to come back. The job is to win the game. Like, the job is to win the game. At the end of the day, we won the game. If you're looking at the negatives, you're looking at the what can you do for the future? We need to defend this better. We need to not even defend this better. We need to get a more dominant lead. Like, this 1-0 is not cutting it, as we saw against Fulham, as we saw against Burnley, until we scored 3-2. 1-0 is not cutting it, man. One goal ahead is not cutting it. You need two goals ahead. In the Premier League, you need two goals ahead. These teams they smell blood, man. They smell blood. No matter how shit the team is, no matter how shit you think the team is, they smell blood. So you always need to be at least two steps ahead. At least that's easier said than done. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but you need to be two steps ahead. And we went two steps ahead in this game, and we should have been, but we won the game at the end of the day, which is what matters. In terms of chances, I think a lot of United fans have been saying we haven't been able to create a lot of clear-cut chances, and I think that this game was quite different. I think that we actually were able to create a lot of clear-cut chances. Now I'm looking at some chances that we could have created, that we could have scored. Like, I'm actually looking at the game, and if you had drawn the game, I can look back and say, yeah, like, if you should have scored that, bro. Like, you should have scored that. So that's what I want. As much as, like, we didn't bury the chances, and that's something to complain about. That's what I want. I want to look back on the game and be like, yeah, you should have scored that. Like that's all you, bro. So that's what I want. That's what I want, and we got that in this game, and we created more chances and everything. And obviously, like, we are now analyzing every single aspect of the game. We are thinking that, oh, as much as Burnley did come back in the game, all of that, like, they didn't really show up, right? Like, I think especially the first half, like, was all United. Was all United. The first half was all United, and that's nothing to complain about, bro. That's nothing to complain about. Was all United in the first half, and I'm happy that was all United. I'm happy that we're able to shut Burnley down. They were not able to do anything. You can see that Burnley did not show up to the game, but at the same time, like, we should, like, like, if you had given them the ball, if you had given them the confidence and everything, then they would have done something in the first half, but they didn't. So you can't come and say that Burnley did not show up. You have to do something so that they don't show up, and we did something. And then, scored a goal in the first half, own goal, obviously, but it is what it is. It is what it is. At the end of the day, like, a goal is a goal. It doesn't matter if it's an own goal or nothing. A goal is a goal at the end of the day, and we scored a goal in the first half. And yeah, it was honestly, in general, like, it was a good game, man. I'm not complaining. I'm only going to complain about the comeback, because I feel like I feel like this was on the players. Like, when I'm watching this, I'm thinking, because, like, they were so dominant in the game. So if you had drawn this game or lost this game, God forbid, I think I could have looked back and said, I can't put this one on Amrin. Like, I can't, like, there's so many games that you can look back and be like, Amrin, what are you doing, man? But, like, I couldn't have put this one on Amrin if we had lost or drawn. I'm happy that we won at the end of the day, but if you had lost or drawn, if I had given a post-game review, there's no way I'd have said it was Amrin, because I think that whatever we had in this game, we looked good enough to win. So if you're looking good enough to win and you don't win, then it's on you, kind of thing. So I feel like people look at the Arsenal game, for example, and think you guys were good enough to win that game. Honestly, I think that at the end of the day, in that Arsenal game, when you watch it back, when you actually, like, when you allow all the excitement of, like, I was playing Arsenal to leave your body, you see that we didn't actually create, like, a lot of, like, clear cut chances in that game, right? And we shouldn't have lost that game, definitely. Like, we should have just have ended the game 0-0 and call it a day. Say, okay, we got a result against Arsenal, call it a day, kind of thing. I think the Fulham game is not one that you look at and you're like, you should have won that game. And that's not even based on, like, we play better than Fulham, because Fulham go back into the game. That's based on just, like, you should be beating Fulham at the start that we had. Yes, we did not create a lot of, like, clear cut chances, but the start that we had a good start to the game, so we should have beaten Fulham, in my opinion, in a lot of people's opinion. And yeah, we finally beat the team finally beat a team, newly promoted side, didn't really show up to the game. But I'm like, bro, you can only face challenges in front of you. Like, you can't look like I look at this game and think how we going to do against your cities and your Chelsea's, right? But you're also thinking like you got the win at the end of the day, which is what is important. And a lot of guys had good games in this game. Like Mbemo had a good game, Ahmad had a good game, Dalu had a good game. So I'm looking at that. Mount had a good game before he got subbed off. That's something to look into as well. Why did Mount get subbed off? Injury or what? But a lot of players had good games in this game, and like I'm not going to get too excited, obviously, like, but I have to be excited at the end of the day. Like my team just won. I'm excited, but I'm happy that we won. I'm not going to pray for a downfall just because I'm angry at my team. Hope that we win. Like at the end of the day, like when the Premier League, we need to win. Like it's now, but like can't keep on losing and losing and losing until something like you need to win. And even if you get a win in the nastiest way possible, just win the game. Or get your 3 points and call it a day. Get your 3 points and call it a day, which is what we did today. Like the win was not nasty necessarily, but like allowing them to come back is nasty. But get your win at the end of the day, bro. And that's what we did, and I'm happy that we're able to get that win at the end of the day. Good play, honestly. We had some good play, and I saw more crosses into the box. I saw more crosses to Sesko's head, and there's none of them that will really look at and be like, he should have buried that per se. Not because they were not clear cut or anything, just because like maybe the cross was not strong enough or something like that. But like, I'm not looking at Sesko as to why he didn't score, kind of thing. If you get what I mean. I think if you're looking at players that why didn't they score, I'm looking at that Ahmad chance. I think the Ahmad chance is the one that I remember. I'm like, oh, why didn't you score? But good amount of chances in the game. That's showing some highlights right now. So let's actually see some of the highlights and I think the second half highlights. But yeah, like my own thing with conceding goals like we just conceded, yeah, like the first goal that we conceded is I get that it's easy, like it's easy to not easy, but like someone can just go in between two defenders and bury a goal, right? Like I get that, but I'm just thinking like when you have not one, not two, but three center. I know Luke Shaw is not a traditional center back, but when you have like three center backs on the pitch, right? Like when you have three people playing that middle, that center back, I'm just thinking like conceding goals like that, is that really, should we be doing that? Should we be conceding goals like that? Like that's the type of goal that we concede. And I'm just thinking like when you have three whole center backs, three men in attack, should we really be conceding goals like that? Honestly, that's poor from United, honestly. Like those are the type of things that we have to look at and think they have to defend better. But we're able to respond immediately after that from Bremo's goal. Nice play. Again, Dalo, nice control, nice assist from Bremo. Dalo had a good game, like I said, and yeah, I was happy that we're able to react immediately and not just allow it to wait until the 78th minute or something. The fact that we're able to score immediately, that shows mentality. That's the type of mentality that we're looking for. So yeah, honestly, what can I take from this game? Like, what can I take from this game? I'll say some players look, like I said, some players look good out there. Some players look good out there. We didn't look like shit. We didn't look like shit. We looked good. At the end of the day, yes, we allowed two scrappy goals to go in, but we didn't look like shit, which is good. And as much as like it's against Burnley, whatever confidence that we can gain from this game, we can take it into our next game. We're playing against City after the international break. Obviously, like that's a whole 2 weeks and everything, right? So like, whatever joy they're feeling from this game, but in 2 weeks' time, it's going to be different. But at the same time, like at least they're not coming back as losers. Like imagine losing this game and then going into international break, and then you're like, maybe it doesn't matter how good you do for your country international break, you're coming back to a losing team. You just look like, imagine if like our last game before international break was Grimsby, like you're coming back to a losing team and you're just thinking like, nah, like this ain't it, and like I don't know how your next game will be City and you think they're going to bounce back, but we just won, so you can come back to a team that be like, yeah, we lost against Grimsby, but we bounced back against Burnley, so, and we played well, so let's see. So yeah, can I say that I'm excited for the City game? Can I say that we're going to win that City game or anything like that? No, I can't really say that. I can't say that confidently, but what I can say is that we took a win to international break, so now we can come back more confident than we're going to come back before. If I come back with the same feeling of the Grimsby game, then it's have been long for us because we're playing City, then Chelsea. I think we're playing City. At the Etihad. But play City at the Etihad, so that won't have been fun. That won't have been fun at all. But yeah, um, I'm happy with the win, man. I'm happy with the win. Like I said, if we had lost this game or drawn this game, I couldn't have blamed Amir. I don't think I was looking at this game and thinking Amir's system is drawing us back. Like Ahmad had a really good game. That Umbrella and Ahmad connection looked really good. The midfield was not a flaw in this game. Casemiro had a good game as well. The midfield was not really a flaw in this game. We need new midfielders like Magobic said, but it doesn't change the fact that like the midfield did not look crazy in this game. So yeah, like there was no part of me that was thinking Amorim's system is drawing us back in this game. It was a good game. You don't want to get, don't, like I said, it, it's I don't want to get too excited. That's the thing. Like it's hard to get too excited by United. I know that that's wrong because like when I get excited, I know, but I can't get too excited because it's just like what happens next game. But like okay, I say oh, Amorim's system is actually working, this and that, and then the next game we lose. Obviously, you can't reserve your comments just to say that just to not be wrong. But and that's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that it will be like I've complained already, and to not come and say like it's working or this or that. Like I think we had a good game, and I think we won the game. So it's not to see what happens in the next game. So that's how it works, right? Like you won now, get back to back wins. Let's finally get back to back wins under Amorim. But it's against Man City. So are we going to get back to back wins? I hope we get back to back wins. But are we going to get back to back wins? And then if we don't win against Man City, then there's a whole other story, it's a whole other conversation. We start the conversation from the beginning again. Like it's a whole other story. So we have to get the result against Man City. I'll say like even if we don't, we have to at least draw and have a good game. Like not just draw, but have a good game. Not have a 0-0, a 1-1 where the only reason why we drew is because Man City maybe did not take their chances. But talking about a game where both teams had chances, both teams looked not necessarily equal, but we didn't look like shit against Man City. We actually put in a performance, maybe winning all the second balls, defending well, stuff like that. And maybe if we now steal away a draw from Man City, you can now say that bro, we put in a shift against Man City and we didn't lose. So, and if you win, even better. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm thinking that we just need to have a good game against Man City and not win and not lose, honestly. So, win or draw. And then you can now see, okay, we're going into this like it's looking good, but if we're not going to lose, and it's not even just lose, but embarrassing loss as well, like, Man City just completely outplay us in terms of possession, which, they'll probably have more of chances. We just look like shit. We're defending like shit. Midfield is playing like shit. Then you can now see, like what's going on, and then you can go back to the conversation we're having at the start. But yeah, good game, good game. Positives in this game to take to the international break and to Man City. But if you guys tuned into the stream, thank you. Really appreciate it. And I just hope to see you guys again next time. Safe.